Hey, welcome to classroom number 10. I'm Mr. Gilchrist, I'll be your English teacher this year, and I'm excited to have you guys. This is just a video that I'm making for people who are unable to attend the first day to kind of keep people up to date. Just a little video giving you kind of a idea of what you're missing. So happy to have you guys. What we've done so far is we've done assigned seats, and I'm going to share my screen here with you guys, and this will be a little awkward as I get comfortable with doing this, but I'm going to share my screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into a PowerPoint, and I'm going to walk you guys through some things. View. Nope, that's not it. Slideshow from beginning. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. We're not going to talk about every single rule today and all that, but just some basics for survival in this 2020-2021 year. It's very different, and it's so awesome to have the opportunity to come back to school, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I will work really hard to make it fun and memorable for you guys. And so I just want to give you guys some guidelines that will probably be similar in other classrooms and in the hallways, just expectations for Northwest Christian. This is probably like the most important rule that you guys could follow. And this is from Mark 12:30 through 31 from the English Standard Version. And Jesus says to a guy who asks, what is the most important commandment? Jesus says, you shall love the Lord your God with all is blocked out there because of my screen, I'm sorry there, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. So love God with everything, okay? Be about God. It's really easy to be about other things, the things that we can see, the things that are around us, the things that we really like to do. But hopefully we can learn to worship God and enjoy that and know who he is and love him, please him, be pleased with everything that he does. That's not all there is to this verse. Jesus says that that's the most important commandment, but he tacks this other part on that's really important. The second is this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. What Jesus is basically saying, if you love God the right way and you love your neighbor as yourself, not just the people that you like, but your neighbor, everybody around you, you're going to not have trouble with the other commandments. You're not going to have trouble honoring him if you do those things. And so that's my request in this room. Love God. And if you're not there yet, I encourage you guys, just ask him to help you love him. Ask him to help you see the depths of his great love for you, to give you hope and to draw you in and to make you love him. I'm going to ask if you're not there, if you're not passionate for God, to show respect and reverence when we talk about God in this classroom. Okay, that is important. Okay, and I am going to ask you to treat your neighbor the way that you would want to be treated. Okay. Those are important things that will guide a lot of the rules that I make and decisions that I make. And that includes me. Okay, I'm your teacher or whatever, but love me and I'll love you guys as well. Okay, so let's encourage each other to love God and to love people. So you guys are getting all kinds of information about the COVID stuff, masks and COVID stuff. If you look in my room, if you look up, if you're in the front, you'll see a couple 8.5 by 11 sheets with the different rules. And if you're in the back row and look up on that beam, you'll see those as well. I really am going to ask that you guys follow those rules, okay? And I'm going to get to the why in just a second, the heart behind it, okay? It's not convenient. It's not enjoyable, honestly, to have to do all these things. It limits us in what we can do. And there's going to be times when you feel like, oh man, this is just kind of lame. And I want to encourage you guys to just be patient, to trust God and trust us in this, okay? So let's talk about the dreaded masks. Masks need to cover your, I hope you can hear me behind this. They need to cover both the nose and the mouth. If you're just doing one of these, there's really no point. You're letting air, oxygen out through your nose. I know it's a little bit uncomfortable, okay? Here's the deal. We're making it so that you don't have to have it on all the time. You have assigned seats in my classroom, and when you're in your seat and facing forward, you can have your mask off, okay? If you'll notice that there's tape underneath the seats. That's basically where your seat needs to be to keep you 6 feet distance from everyone else. And as long as you're doing that and you're facing forward, you can have your mask off. Now, when we get into groups, which we will do sometimes, I'm going to ask you to wear your masks. Now, I'm not going to put you in groups for 80 minutes, but it will be a short amount of time, and we'll come back and you'll be able to take your masks off. Okay, it's really nice to be able to do. I know that it's not as easy to breathe, but it is possible to do. So please, I'm going to be an enforcer of that. I'm going to ask you to wear your mask properly. When I say that, I'm saying mouth and nose need to be covered. Okay. I have to clean the tables at the end of every class when we get done. And so the last couple minutes of class, hello.
Mr. Gilchrist.
Yes.
Do you use these?
That is the 7th grade
It is.
book.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's down
Yep.
below.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
since our junior high.
I
class,
used to
yeah.
use it when I taught it in 7th
Yeah,
grade. So
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. I realized that I paused my share and not, I didn't pause my recording. So I apologize for that interruption. Anyway, I'm gonna have to clean tables the last couple of minutes. So it will be really important that you guys pack up. Probably what I'll do is I'll be setting my alarm for kind of a 5-minute warning, and we'll do some closing activities. And then I'm going to ask you guys to give me a little space, clear everything off your table, pack up, get ready to leave. I'm not going to let you leave early, but there'll be space for you kind of on the side, in between rows, where I'm going to run through as quickly as I can. That may not be the best time to ask me questions. So like I said, we'll have that last 5 minutes where there's like 3 minutes for questions and packing up and stuff like that. So please just make sure that you guys do that. And if you're not here first class, I'm going to ask you to wait outside in the hallway. Just kind of line up against the wall by the door, and I will let you in when I'm ready to go. Okay. So for me with masks, I am supposed to wear this face shield when I am up front talking. And when I'm roaming around the room, I apparently can just use the face shield unless I'm within someone's 6-foot bubble for more than 10 minutes. Now, I will probably just put my mask on at different times just to be safe. And if I'm ever walking around and you feel safer with me having my mask on, you can say, hey, Mr. Gilchrist, that's going to be the main thing. We're not, everyone feels a little bit different. Seems like most people are kind of like, it's not a big deal. I'm not too worried about it. But there are some people who do, and we're going to show respect to you. We're going to love you as we love ourselves. And we're going to look out for you. And we're not going to shame anyone or make fun of anyone who prefers to wear their mask, even if they're in their assigned seat. I want to make that really clear, okay? It's really important that we love people like we love ourselves, not expect people to be like us, okay? There's a difference with that. Not only love the people who see things the same way that we do. So the heart behind this sounds like a bunch of rules and regulations and protocols, and we're tired of it. There's political things that are frustrating about it. And I just want to talk about the heart behind this. Honestly, we're all probably tired of the different rules and the restrictions and things being closed, but let's be positive. Let's rejoice that we have the opportunity to come back to school. Okay, our minds might tell us, man, this is just too much and unfair, but you know what, we have the opportunity to look out for others, to love people, to put that into practice. Okay, if you only love yourself and people who are like you, what profit is that to you? Those are Jesus's words. Okay, but we're called to love even our enemies. And so you have the opportunity to look out for others. And we have the opportunity to be a testimony to people as well. There are people watching the schools that are opening, and there are honestly people who just think that people are crazy for wanting to go back to school and do things and have life. And they struggle with people who don't wear masks and things like that. Now, we could just call them a bunch of names and be just solely like political, but we could also love people who are challenging to love people who disagree with us. Okay, and it's an opportunity to trust God too. Okay, God works all things for good, and rules are not always easy. Restrictions, pandemics are not easy to deal with, but God is in control. None of this takes him by surprise, and you can trust him in the midst of it. And we can be a good example, and we can make life easier for a lot of people when we just do those things. Okay. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Yeah, so my mind might tell me, like, you know, I just wish that people who are so crazy about this and don't want to go to school and want people to wear masks and not have their normal freedoms, I wish those people would just go elsewhere. Okay. Now, there are people in this school and who take it kind of seriously, who want to be careful, you know, and you may not be there and you may be frustrated, and I understand that too. Honestly, believe me, my kids have had so many opportunities just kind of taken away from them. No youth group, no big birthday parties and things like that. And we tend to be a little more on the careful side. And I hope that that doesn't offend anybody with me sharing that. We just are. I don't like germs to begin with. I'm someone before this whole thing. It's like, if you're sick and like snotty, you should just take a couple days to recover and not spread the germs. That's just my personal opinion. I also understand some people are like, I can't miss work. I can't miss, you know, different things. I got to go through with it, even if I'm a little sick or whatever. And here's the thing, God, who is miraculous and powerful, is in the business of taking people who are like opposites and making them into one and unifying people. And I hope that that's something that you would want to be a part of it. I hope you want to be part of God's business and what he's about. He's about making people one in him. And so that's my prayer for you guys. Pursue peace, pursue Christ, love him, love others. And that's a lot of information right there, but I just want to let you know that's my heart behind it when you feel like I'm being really strict and I'm intense about things. Next slide, maybe. So I'm going to ask you guys to bring your own supplies and not share. I am going to ask you all to have a laptop or device, whether that be an iPad, tablet, Surface Pro sort of a thing. Really important that you guys have that. And there are opportunities to check those out through the school, but we are going to do a lot of things digitally and online, even in the classroom. Now, that may be an issue for people. I understand I can work with you and print things out for you if you need to, but I think it will just make the spreading of germs and passing things out easier if we all have our devices and everything is there, saves paper and all that. So starting not next week, but the week after at the latest, I want people to be bringing devices. And if you have your own device, you can get that signed up and ready to go through Mrs. Delamater in the computer lab. I'm going to ask if you do written work in my class, and there will be written tests sometimes and a paper pencil type assignments. Please use blue or black ink pens. Please bring your own. Please come prepared, okay? Pencils to alleviate traffic in the classroom. There are no electric pencil sharpeners in here, so no interruptions with that. I do have some manual ones that I would allow you to sharpen, preferably before class. And I am going to gift you guys a mechanical pencil with 0.9 lead. You guys get one from me. So that would be my encouragement, to just use mechanical pencils. You don't have to worry about sharpening them. You'll have to get your own lead. I may have some extra, but I'm going to run out eventually. So that is my gift to you. Don't say I didn't do anything nice for you. I want to ask you guys to keep your books and supplies in your backpack, and bring that backpack to class. You'll notice that there's lots of room between seats. You can set it down right next to you, and just come to class every day with your textbook or novel that we're reading once we start doing that, your binder, and your device. Like I said, just bring all that stuff to class. We're trying to avoid putting a bunch of stuff in lockers. Now, when you're done, if you don't have homework, you can store stuff in the lockers, pick it up for next class. But we are going to ask you guys to try to keep things in your backpack and bring it to class. So I'll talk more about rules and all that a little later. And we'll be going through our syllabus. I want to talk about that in just a minute. You guys should have a getting to know you and your neighbor sheet in front of you. I'm going to stop this share. I'm going to do a new share actually, and go back to my screen. Sorry, I told you this would be awkward. Okay. It says day one questionnaire right there, but there's some questions. I'd like you guys to fill out your first and last name. Class would be whatever subject you're in, followed by the period. And the date in MLA, the way we do that is day, month, year, with no commas. And the month is being spelled out. You can do SEPT period for an abbreviation if you don't want to write September, and it's 2020. So just some questions I'd like you guys to answer for yourself. Eventually, what we're going to do, that survival guide said that you were going to interview people. Let me actually go back to that, but this is going to be what you work on in just a minute. Back to the PowerPoint. Yeah, answer the questions for yourself. Part 2, interview the person to your side. I'll explain who that is. You're going to just, now if you're absent, you're probably not going to get to do the interview thing unless you come back on the second class. We might work it out or put you in a trio where you go in kind of a rotation. But you're going to present your neighbor and the answer to 2 of the questions from the questionnaire, most likely during our next class for the sake of time, okay? One other thing that I want to lead you guys to is LMS. If you were here last year, you understand LMS. These are all the different classes that I teach, and all the classes have a specific section. I'm going to just click English 10, period 2 right now. This will be the same every single class. Over on the right, we'll have something that says syllabus and class information. You click it, then you click documents and presentations, and you'll see that PowerPoint is attached there. If you're gone, you can look through it. Your syllabus, which is being handed out in class, is basically attached as well. If you lose it, need to print out another one, it's there. And then that questionnaire, this is for anyone who's ever absent. You just go in and you find the assignments, okay? And we'll talk about LMS quite a bit the first couple weeks. Just you guys are really encouraged to use that. It's going to be very important to our instruction this year. So that is about it. You guys are free to email me with any questions, jgilchrist@nwcs.org. And yeah, that covers our first lesson and just introduction. 35 minutes worth of time. And yeah, again, welcome and God bless you guys. And we will see you next time.